Hey, we are back. Let me do one last test. Where's my bookmark tab? Show bookmarks always. So it must be here. So I have my bookmark and I'm gonna reopen my closed tab. What I did was I tested it against the Fast and Furious Wikipedia page, and also because the Brave browser is running ad blocker on default, I turned it off. So now if I click bookmark, amazing. This is great. This is really great. But the issue is now that I'm not 100% sure how the bookmarklet works. So I'm gonna do a quick recap, a quick review of it. First thing first, I have this bookmarklet launcher. So what's a bookmarklet? It's a small JavaScript program stored as a browser bookmark. When clicked, it runs that JavaScript on the current page that I'm viewing. It's like a mini tool you can use on any site without installing extensions. Okay. So in our specific case, why we created a bookmarklet is because we want the users to select and submit images from any website to our site without copying or pasting links manually. First things first, inside my account templates dashboard template, I have this snippet of code here inside a link that looks like this. So when users drag this to the bookmarks bar, they are saving JavaScript code. And when they click the bookmark, it runs the script on whatever site they are on. So it's JavaScript. It runs a function. If there is my bookmarklet on the window object, if it exists, if it's not undefined, I run my bookmarklet. Otherwise, I append a new, why is this working like this? A new script element that I'm pulling from static/gs/bookmarklet.js, and then I add this randomizer for some reason. Why is this doing this? I hate this. Now, the launcher. And the launcher does the same thing as this, right? With my window, my bookmarklet. So it checks if my script is already loaded. If not, it will inject it dynamically. And then we have our main script, which is all of this. Where does this my bookmarklet thing exist? From where? Weird. I mean, here in the bookmarklet launcher, we have this immediately invoked function which runs as soon as it's defined. If this function is again defined on the page, run it. If it's not defined, we load it dynamically. Okay, this one creates a script tag. It sets the source to the bookmarklet, adds a random number, which is a cache buster. It prevents the browser from using a cached version. This one ends the immediately invoked function definition, and it runs it automatically. So this is the structure of an immediately invoked function, the kind of which run as soon as we invoke them. Now we have the bookmarklet script here. Same thing, we run immediately invoked function definition or expression, depending on how you call it. This is a way for us to add flags and configs, including the base URL of our site, including the jQuery version, stuff like that. Then we have here the meat of our application, which is the bookmarklet function. This snippet of code right here dynamically injects a custom CSS file into the current page in order to style the UI. Here we load the HTML. But what we do is we create a div with the ID of bookmarklet. We have a link ref, an h1, a class images. We append it. So we append the body. To the body we append this box HTML. jQuery bookmarklet close. When you click it, we remove the bookmarklet. Okay, this is the removal. Now what this does, jQuery for each image, we run a function. If this image width is bigger than min width and height is bigger than min height, so the reason why most probably this Fast and Furious image was not targeted is because it's a PNG file. So that's one of the reasons, but yeah, it's a PNG file. I think we only target, what's this? Is this a JPEG? Yeah, we only target JPEGs here. We get this image, we get the source attribute here, and then I append a new link using the image that we just found. And when an image is selected, open URL with it. So jQuery, I'm getting the bookmarklet. ID, I'm getting old images. So if I click on one, I'm selecting the image. I'm hiding the bookmarklet, and I'm opening the new window of my site, plus images create URL, plus encoding the URI component of the image, plus title, plus the title, plus blank, which I already did. Now this is just checking and retrying every 250 milliseconds to see if jQuery has been loaded. If it's ready, then we are running bookmarklet. Otherwise, after 50 attempts, if it doesn't work, we're gonna show an error here. One thing that I noticed, I'm following the book, and in the book, this my bookmarklet is never defined. So what I would like to do is run this directly. There are a couple of things that I want to fix here. First things first. This is deprecated in ES5, and it's not allowed in modern JavaScript using arguments coli. What it usually does is that it refers to the currently executing function. So it triggers let's say a recursive call. But I don't want to do this. I'm gonna add here try load jQuery, and here instead of arguments coli, I'm gonna use try load jQuery. But this won't be an immediately invoked function anymore. This is just gonna be a function. And then here I'm gonna try load jQuery, which is okay. And in dashboard, I'm also gonna remove this whole if block. And I'm just gonna immediately, I think one of these guys, it's an extra. And now if I load my page again, refresh it, I'm gonna remove this bookmarklet. I'm gonna click this one here. And now if I open, let me click one of these guys, one of these actors. Where's my man, Vin Diesel? Where's my man, Vin Diesel? Here he is. So now if I click the bookmark, I see all of his, I mean, not all of his, there are most probably some PNGs. No, all of his pictures here. And then if I click one of them, for example, Diesel in 2005, here he is. Here he is. All right. All right. Ah, okay. I just realized I don't need bookmarket launcher at all, because all of the logic is here in the href. If I rerun this, if I remove this one, if I add it again, and if I open my favorite Wikipedia page, it works the same. So yeah, there were a couple of oddities there that I didn't understand properly, but I think now it's okay. Let's continue. I'm gonna close all of my tabs, and I'm gonna open my images project, and I'm gonna go to views. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a simple detail view to display an image that has been saved into our site. This is gonna be image details, detail. I'm gonna have a request, and I'm gonna have an ID, and I'm gonna have a slug here. So I don't want to look at the book. I want to try to see if I understand what I need to do now. I'm gonna pull an image from .models import. I have an image. It's gonna be image. Actually, I'm gonna use from Django shortcuts, import render, redirect, and get object of 404. Image is gonna be get object or 404. Use get to return an object to raise an HTTP exception the class does not exist. So I have no idea how this works. Again, I don't mean the structure here. I don't know how an get object or 404 works. I'm gonna just write it to have it here on my list. And I think that's it. The only thing that I need to do is now return it. Actually, no, I need to provide the image model, the ID, and the slug. Why do I provide the slug? No idea. Return render. We have the request. Images, image, detail, HTML. The section name will be images, and the image will be the image, and the image will be the image. Why are you not prettier? Because I have an issue here. What, my open in parentheses? I didn't close it properly. How? I think I know, because this needs to be an object. This needs to be an object. Now it works. Now it also properly indents the code. urls.py. Also need to add a URL pattern for the view here. Path, this is gonna be detail. I'm providing an ID, and I'm providing a slug. Views, image detail. This is going to be the view that we are using, the one that we just created. Name, detail. What else? We need also to update the models, most probably. Yeah, we need to add the get absolute URL. Get absolute URL. I'm just gonna copy this. Reverse. I need to import reverse from Django URLs. From Django URLs, import reverse. Save this. What else? Finally, the template is here. So I'm just gonna go. Regarding templates, again, if you remember, I said I'm not gonna go as detailed on templates as I would usually, because again, I don't think the templates need, where is this starting? I don't think the templates need a lot of work. Not a lot of work, but they don't need to be dealt with into detail. Also, just do it like this. This span has some content. This div has some content. This image has some content. The rest of those, oh, there's also a width. Okay, I think this is okay. So this is the template to display the detail of a bookmarked image. Width, what is the width doing? Now, let me bookmark some images from my favorite Wikipedia article on Vin Diesel. I'm not gonna do this one. I want only his beautiful face, his beautiful shiny head. My favorite actor of all time. The template does not exist. Images, image detail. Images, image detail. Because it's not in the correct directory. Now it should work. And now if I click bookmark it, I have it for some reason. I added it twice. No idea why. 0 likes. 0 likes for Vin Diesel. How is this possible? How is this possible? No. Only 0 likes. What else can we do? Let's stop our app. Let's clear it. I want to install something called Easy Thumbnails, which will help us make images on our page a bit more aligned in a certain form, in a certain dimensions. So Easy Thumbnails are good for creating images that they have the same shape, the same size. Nice. I'm gonna close all of the other files. I'm gonna enter my social directory. And here I'm gonna add Easy Thumbnails. What else? We need to migrate. Python manage py migrate. And why don't you work? Why don't you work? No module named because I have a comma here that I forgot. Now it works. Python. Now, with this easy applications package that's now part of our application list here, we can define image thumbnails. We are handed a certain template tag, which will help us generate thumbnails and templates. And how this works is if we go to images, no, not these images, templates, detail. I need to go here. And where's my image? Cool, here. Image detail. So I need to replace this. I'm gonna cut it. I need to replace this with whatever easy thumbnails gave us. Load thumbnail. And now let's define a thumbnail with a fixed width and a flexible height, like this. Thumbnail image dot image. The class is image details. All right, so we can customize it and stuff. I'm not interested that this much in a package, but so what that is this it? Is this it? Diesel. What if I save another image of my favorite actor of all time, Vin Diesel? Another picture of my favorite actor of all time. Bookmark. Inspect. What's the size of this? Oh. Before I continue with the next subchapter, what I decided is, because I sometimes just skip certain content and I don't understand it completely or properly, I decided to look at this. So if you remember, we have this sharing content, which is our bubble, which is the main chapter that we are going through. And now I have here questions. How get object or 404 works? Why provide the slug? Interesting. So I'm gonna and I asked why I provide the slug, because here in this line we did provide a slug. So I'm just wondering, why is it important, or do we need it? So get object or 404, it tries to fetch a single object. Fetches objects. That's the only thing I need to remember. And why provide a slug? That's another question. So I'm looking at it and I'm doing select everything from images where I'm having ID and the slug. I could probably, most probably, find it only with the ID, but this gives us extra security and more precision. Okay, the second question. what's get absolute URL doing? And why does it have this reverse method inside? So get absolute URL gives each model a URL. So an URL like images 23 diesel, for example. But why do we have reverse in it? Because reverse takes a URL name, which is defined in URLs py, and translates it into the actual URL string. So that way Django handles the root building for us. So reverse fills the params. Now, we have the width inside the template. So it's the one that looks like this. So width, we create a temporary variable. So I'm just gonna zoom out a bit. Temporary variable. And the last question I had, why do we migrate to new projects? Okay, why? All right, so why do we do this? Because some packages might have models. Interesting. Let us continue. Let us go to views.py. In order to run asynchronous actions, we can use Ajax. Again, this is an old book, and it being old was probably used as deprecated. Things like Ajax. I don't know if Ajax is used nowadays. Is Ajax used in 2025 when developing with Django, and what are the alternatives for when we don't want to reload the page? So ChatGPT says that you could use fetch API, but it also showed me an example of fetch API in, this seems like Node, because it uses the then chain method. HTMX, which is very Django friendly, Alpine.js. So there are some ways. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use Ajax, and I'm just gonna copy it here. I'm just gonna copy it here in order. So this goes like this. This goes like this. Image goes like, wait. Image goes here. All of this including this. This goes twice indented, this goes once indented, this goes twice indented. JSON response is okay. We also have the second part, except pass. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna here return JSON response with status of an error. And I'm just gonna import JSON response, and I'm gonna import require post here. Django HTTP JSON. And I'm gonna import this decorator. This goes a bit more indented. Because this goes, oops, this goes here, and all, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, 2 decorators here. Login required, we need to be authenticated. Require post returns an HTTP response not allowed object if the HTTP request is not done with post, which is good to know. We only allow post requests for this view. What do I have here? I have the image ID, which I'm getting from the request. I'm having the action, which I'm getting from the request as well. If image ID and action I'm pulling the image from getting the image. If the action is like image users like, I'm adding a new user, the request user. Otherwise, image users like, I'm removing the request user, and that's it. URLs, I'm gonna add a new URL here. All right, we need jQuery. jQuery inside the base HTML. So before the body closes, now indented, please indented. So script. And this will go here. And then I have another script that I'm gonna indent. All right, so I loaded the jQuery framework from Google CDNs. Okay, now instead of this, I need to add another script that will handle forgery attacks. I won't explain this. I'll just add it here because it's needed, because it's required. Like this, like this. I'm gonna also do this. I'm gonna indent these methods. Maybe this is so badly formatted. Function, these two, this setup. What? Why does it work like this, but it doesn't work if I'm gonna do this. It won't work now, hopefully it will. I'm gonna indent all of this, and all of this, and all of this, and hopefully it works. No. It's not needed. This is not important. I mean, it is important, but not for this certain case. Let me open the detail.html. So, with total likes, image users like count. And I'm gonna add another variable here. Users like, image users like all. Will this work if I divide it like this to make this more readable? I don't think this is gonna work. Maybe this will work like this. Let's see. Where's the for loop here? For user in image users, for users in users like. So we just replaced this code with this shorthand. This is the worst, man. I don't even know what. I don't know what div is this closing. Extensions. Let me install Django syntax. Format document. But this doesn't work. Okay, maybe it will work. Let's see. So this is the image info element, and I'm gonna replace it with something else, and I'm gonna format the document again. So at the bottom of this, I'll add this block DOM ready with some JavaScript code. I need to install. Wait, I'm gonna do it now, as soon as I finish this. Django template. I need to install Django template. Django template 900k. Trust publisher and install. It's installed. Control Shift. Okay, it's here. Next thing, I'm also gonna install JLint, which is a formatter made specifically for Django templates. And if I do now JLint templates, format all templates in a folder. Where are you? So CD images, and now JLint templates. Linked to files found 6 errors. All right, brother. Why didn't you format it? CD, where are you? CD templates, images, image, JLint, detail HTML. Why? Image tag should have an alt attribute. I don't want to lint, I just want to format. So just format it, brother. JLint detail.html reformat. Okay. Okay, now this looks great. This looks great. So can I do the same here? JLint templates reformat. One file was updated. Great. Social. All right, what else can we do? We can create custom decorators for our views. So we need to restrict our Ajax views to allow only requests generated with Ajax. So for this, we need to install we need to create a new folder. It's going to be called common. I'm going to copy this init.py and I'm going to create a new file named decorators.py. And now inside decorators, I'm just going to copy this code. Format document with not black formatter. What's wrong with prettier? Format document with not black. Why? All right, I'm gonna format this all by hand. What this does now, this seems really complex. This seems really, really complex. This is a decorator, a custom decorator. What it does, it defines a rep function that returns HTTP bad response request if the request is not an AJAX request. Otherwise, it returns the function that we provided with the request with the arguments. This, now, when I walk through it, it seems really simple. Let's go to views.py. Let's go here. Let's set AJAX required, but I also need to import it from common decorators AJAX required. And now let me refresh this. Let me run this, run server, and refresh. Module not found, no module named common. No module named common. From common decorators. Where are you? Views.py. And now it will work. No. Django template exceptions, template syntax error, invalid block tag on line 40 and block. Did you forget to register or load this tag? Where exactly does it appear? What? There's an error saying that I am most probably created an end block that doesn't exist. But the issue is where is it located? Where is it located? And block line 40, but where is the line 40? What file? What file is it in? And block line 40. So I need to Google and block now. And not Google, I need to search it. Oh, there are so many of them. Line 40, 20, 11, 13, 6. Ah, here. And block, but what block is attending? This one was probably. If I like this, why is nothing happening? Unaccepted, unexpected identifier content at Vin Diesel Wikipedia. So I have another error here. Wait, let me reload this. Unexpected syntax. So is this working? No. I'll keep clicking it, but nothing happens. Unexpected identifier content. Where is the content found? Oh. But this is a content with an uppercase. Sharing content on your website. Can you open this? So this error most probably means that I have some invalid JavaScript syntax. But where is it? Where is it? Block DOM ready. And block. Wait, I think this is not needed. So now if I reload it. Unexpected token var. Unexpected token var. So let me just do this and let me now rebuild this and rerun this. Okay, now I get a 500, which is a lot better than whatever I had. Object has no attribute get Ajax. Object has no attribute get Ajax. Get Ajax is Ajax. Is Ajax. What? Why? Why? Why am I getting this error now? Ah, this error is because you're using request is Ajax, but Django 3.1 and later removed that method. Yeah, I expected that something like this will happen. Okay, instead of this, I'm gonna replace it with something else. Oops. This should do the same check. Whether the request was made using JavaScript with XML HTTP request. So let's rebuild this again. Let's like it. Now it works. Unlike like, okay, this is great. This is really cute. This is really good. I like this. My dashboard images doesn't work. I think I'm gonna end it here. There's another quick subchapter, but I think I'm gonna do this the next time. Thank you. Bye bye.